Hi, I'm Wendell G. Welcome back to the WBL. Today is Monday, July 20th. We just finished up the All-Star break, and the North League All-Stars took out the South League All-Stars 4-2. And all four of the North League runs came on home run, long ball, and I was pretty gratified to see three of the Moscow starting rotation got the nod in the All-Star game, including Tripod, and Marrera and Helga. So, nods to them. Outstanding. One of our position players, Jaime Robo, is having an all-star year, and he got in, and that was good to see. All right, the big news of the day is there was a three-way trade between Amsterdam, Helsingborg, and Buenos Aires. So, three playoff-bound teams moving a lot of luggage around this week. And first, okay, yeah, oh man, I wanted Rat. I tried to make a deal for Pedro Ramirez earlier in the year. Let's see. So, minor league starting pitcher Zach Campbell went to Helsingborg. Last resort is now at AAA. I've been PMing OU about him a few days ago, and pretty funny set of PMs. And he's now in the Helsingborg system, and in return, Rat Ramirez went to Amsterdam. Man, I like this guy a ton. I really like Rat. Let's see, what else? Fernando Soto went to Buenos. Nice. I kind of think a 55 stuff is about average in the WBL, though. And Tomas Gonzalez, big power-hitting corner fielder. Tomas Gonzalez, he can actually play a little bit of center field, too. He keeps starting in center field. He should get his rating up to 55 or 60. Definitely. So they went to Buenos in return for Ibrahim bin Jihad, who has outstanding range, and that's the key attribute for a center fielder. He's got a good error and a good arm from center field. So he can play. He's been playing left field primarily, but I'm sure he'll be playing a lot of right field in Amsterdam. A lot of center field in Amsterdam, and he'll get reps in right field too. So probably within a season he'll be green in all three categories, maybe even blue in center field. So yeah, this is a nice looking switch hitter here. He was hitting 322 for Buenos this year. If I remember right, he wasn't real happy with his. I think, with the team's record. So anyway, so Amsterdam unloaded some good prospects in return for bin Jihad. You know, how to say this? I kind of have a theory that one player is one player, and one player can only have so much impact on a team or on a game. I know there are some players and some performances that are amazing, but that was one of my rationales in moving Juan Padilla up to Helsingborg. If something were to happen to Juan Padilla, then he's just one player. But if you can take that one player and crack open his net worth among multiple players, I think it's better for the team as a whole. It may not, it's kind of a gamble to win the big title, to go all the way and win the title. It's less of a gamble. And to do that, you need to have the outstanding players, the elite, the pinnacle players on your team, as Amsterdam has. But to be in the playoff picture every year, you want a team with solid depth of good players. And so I think that trade right there was basically in Buenos' favor, getting 2 good players in place of 1 really good player. Now, this one was more interesting to me. And although Nakamura is 1 guy, and Buenos got 4 guys in return, Nakamura is 1 hell of a guy. And I'm not so sure that he got his money's worth out of this deal. Popeye. So, anyway, Popeye goes to Helga, and now Helga has the rotation between Campbell and Popeye, Last Resort and Popeye. Helga has the rotation to beat Amsterdam in the playoffs and take it through the World Series, at the risk and at the expense of depleting their minor league system. Their minor league system was strong, and they could spare it. But Helga really went after some elite players this year in an attempt to beat Amsterdam basically at their own game. So the players that Buenos got in return: Didier Mouton, center fielder, good-looking center fielder. That's a fine-looking guy. The only thing I don't like about Mouton, I've looked at him before, wondered about him. I ranked him up there with center fielder prospects I'd love to have on my team. Reminds me a lot of Roger Green from the UBL days. Roger had, interestingly, Roger fell off on his batting average but gained power as he got older. And I wonder if the same thing might happen with Didier. He might gain some eye and walks as well. This is a good player. This is a good get for, really good get for Buenos. So there's your center fielder to go with your corner fielder here, Tomas Gonzalez. This catcher, Nail Ben Kaiden, has started a lot of games for Helga this year, hitting .289, .346, .422 slash, already a 1.2 WAR. He came over from Istanbul, where he was hitting similarly .283 for Istanbul. And now he's on with Buenos, and he immediately makes a big impact with Buenos. Already a 10th of a WAR in just three starts. So I like this guy, Nail Ben Kaiden. I looked at him a little bit too when I was looking for catchers. Solid catcher. He's going to help out this team for quite a while. He's 28. He'll be a good transition catcher to help these guys as these pitchers as they mature. The Buenos pitchers. Bahadur Atil, whatever his name is, B. Atil. Typical power curve. He'll probably make it in the bigs, maybe as a DH, maybe as a outfield utility guy. He's good, good defensive guy. I don't know. He needs more time. How old is he? 22. Needs another season in AAA. He needs at least to finish this year in AAA. He got called up from AA to AAA earlier. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And minor league starting pitcher Barajas. Big dog Barajas. So this guy could be a good one too. So here's Buenos stocking the farm system with a really good choice here. So he was an international free agent in 2041. Oh, he wasn't a free agent. He was an international find. Man, nice. He's going to have a long way to grow into these ratings, but if he does, he could be on the Buenos rotation. Should be on the Buenos rotation if he grows into those ratings. Nice. So, I think there's something I missed. Let's jump over here to the website. So, Amsterdam sends Gonzalez, Soto, 3rd round picks. Gonzalez, Soto, and I presume 3rd round picks to Buenos. In return for Ben Jihad, okay. Campbell for Sanchez. Campbell for Sanchez. Campbell, what? Campbell, wait a minute, what? Did I say that right? Ramirez. Not Sanchez. Ramirez. OU. Campbell for Ramirez. Campbell. Well, that's a tough one to call. My instinct is with Ramirez. I like Rat. But what's not to like about Campbell? Except for the fact that he's not there yet. Oh, Nelly, when he gets there, both righties. Durable versus durable. And Rat is there already. He's there right now. 23 versus 22. 21. And Ramirez is making the major league minimum. Yeah. I don't even know why you do this part of the trade. That makes no sense. Campbell was pretty much ready for the call-up. If I'm in Helsingborg's shoes, if I have the chance to make this trade, I make this trade. Ramirez, not Sanchez, Ramirez. From Calrissian's seat, I make this trade. From OU seat, I don't know what he sees in Rat that Campbell didn't already provide him. I don't know. That's a mystery to me. And the Key West first. Okay, so the missing piece of this Helsingborg Buenos trade was the Key West first, presumably this year. So that helps. That helps. It helps. I have to look more at Buenos's roster. I thought he did a pretty good job cracking value out of Nakamura, but Nakamura, so young, man. He could have been the future. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't like this trade too much from Buenos' standpoint. I would have wanted to get a standard number one or a top quality number two arm in return for Nakamura, and I don't think that happened here. Where was the transaction? Buenos. So the only pitcher Buenos got out of the deal this guy Barajas, but he got Soto. But Soto was for Ben Jihad. Yeah. I guess my gut reaction, Buenos should have cracked out at least a very good number two pitcher, if not a bottom tier number one pitcher out of Helsingborg for Nakamura. In addition, maybe instead of Bahadur. Yeah, so that's kind of the way I rate it. This first one, Campbell for Ramirez, to me that's just a what kind of a trade, because I don't Pedro versus Ramirez, did I say Ramirez? Campbell versus Ramirez. I don't see too much payoff for Amsterdam, but I see it for Campbell. Unless, okay, I guess it's a little bit, it's a minor payoff, but Amsterdam gets a guy who can go into the rotation for this year's playoffs in Ramirez, a guy who is WBL ready right now at this moment. Campbell is probably a next year guy. He might even be, depending on how cautious you want to be with him, he might even be a 2045 call-up kind of a guy, because that control is the last thing these guys grow into, and they seem to be really touchy about the control issue. So, I don't know. I guess that's where I see it, is Rat was brought up to Amsterdam to help them in this year's postseason push. Campbell has more ceiling than Rat, but it's going to take him a little bit more time to grow into that. So it was a get something now in exchange for something that's projected to be a little bit better later. Okay, I can see that. I think that's a fair trade for both teams, now that I think about it that way. The Ben Jihad trade, Fernando Soto and Tomas Gonzalez, outstanding. This guy's going to probably lock in near the top of the Buenos rotation for quite a while. Again, how patient do you want to be on his control? And Tomas Gonzalez, this guy, you want him on the big league team pretty much probably right now. The only real knock on this guy is his eyeballs. He wants to swing at the pitch. He wants to Nakahoma, Chief Nakahoma. And the Buenos trade, I guess, there's a shortage of outstanding center fielders in the league, and OU gets one. He gets a rare commodity, and he gave up a good price for the rare commodity. I like this trade from both teams' standpoint. Buenos can use Soto and Gonzalez, an everyday player Gonzalez, in exchange for an everyday player plus a top-of-the-line pitcher. Maybe not a top, but a solid. Everybody would love to have Fernando, I think, as a number 2 pitcher in the rotation. So I thought that was good for both clubs. Amsterdam gets the elite center fielder, young and elite, and Buenos gets more pieces for their team a few years down the road. This trade, the Nakamura trade piece of it, no, I don't see it from Buenos' standpoint. Maybe I'm still smarting over the Juan Padilla trade, but I think Buenos should have gotten a pretty good pitcher out of that deal. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it. The Key West first will help Buenos for sure. I kind of thought Buenos was set with a catcher, though. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to research Buenos' roster a little bit more. I guess this is the only trade I'm really hung up on right now at the moment. I think these top 2 are fine, and I understand them pretty well. I understand what Amsterdam went after and what Amsterdam got in these top 2. And I understand what Buenos got in return and what Helga got in return on this one, on these top 2. I don't know. If Key West tanks it, this Key West first might wind up being a very valuable commodity, but it's going to be a few years out. Even if you had the 1-1 pick and you hired signed the best starting pitcher prospect in the draft, it's going to take the guy a few years to develop. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Well, that's what I got in my fog-induced antihistamine coma I'm trying to work my way through today. That's my take on the trade. And talk to you guys later.